Dr. A. Velumani is Chairman, CEO and Managing Director, and he's with me here in our studios. Thank you very much, sir. Good to have you with us here.
Thank you.
Thyrocare Technologies is a diagnostics chain, right? Medical
Yes,
diagnostics chain. Could you talk to us a little bit about the company? I mean, the history. When did you start? How large are operations now? Which part of the country are you focused in? I mean, just some basics, sir.
I was a research scientist and I entered into this laboratory business in 1995. So we have 20 years of journey. My focus was thyroid and my focus is now preventive care. I used to think that disorders are more of importance for a long-term business than diseases. Disorders means a patient keeps coming back, it's a chronic illness. So I have focused there. We had a laboratory, single laboratory in Navi Mumbai till January 2015. Today we have 5 more regional laboratories and we are present pan-India. West 35%, South 30%, North 20%, and East is
Sorry, I'll just get to that in a
15%.
bit. The business is focused on all kinds of diagnostic tests now?
I am focused on disorders, not on diseases. Diseases come and go. They are more of an acute illness. I am more focused on disorders, which is more of a preventive care than a sick care. So it's others do pathology. I do biochemistry. Biochemistry is a part of pathology. Biochemistry is a cash cow. Biochemistry is scalable. Biochemistry is idiot proof. So I'm more of a biochemistry as a laboratory than a whole pathology. And that has its own merits and demerits too.
Okay. So compared to some of the other pathology labs, right? I mean, they described as pathology lab. You describe yourself as doing more of biochemistry. In plain, simple English, what is the difference?
The difference is I don't do all the tests. I focus and do some specific disorders. They do all the tests, including all tests which are like dengue, malaria, H1N1, these kind of tests, which requires fast turnaround time, which requires to be delivered at the end point. So we are more of a centralized laboratory. In fact, if you want me to explain correctly, we run more of a kitchen. They run a kitchen and a restaurant both. So it's
what kind of tests do you do specifically?
I think thyroid, diabetes, infertility, pregnancy, arthritis, anemia, cancer markers, cardiac markers. So these are a bit of more of disorder based, not a disease based.
Would you agree when I say that others would do what you do and they do more, whereas you're more specialized? You don't do everything, you're more specialized.
Is that the right way to put it? Let me put it this way. Every bank gives housing loan. HDFC gives only housing loan. Every laboratory does biochemistry also. I do only biochemistry.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. Now, could you, since we're talking about the company and prospects, what is the size of the opportunity?
See, the total...
in pathology, and I had some numbers earlier because we had some other IPOs also over the last couple of months. Pathology and what you do, which is biochemistry.
I think around 70% of total pathology is biochemistry.
Okay.
And it's a huge unorganized market. Today you have only 15% of the market played in an order. The rest is all laboratories which don't have true an identity. Having said that, the market is growing 16 to 18%. The organized players will grow 20 to 23%, and the top 25 players should grow 30 plus or minus 5%. To that extent, the strength is there.
You have which part of the country are you focused on, or are you spread across?
I am present pan-India. Wherever there is a medical college, I am present around. So for us, the medical colleges are the market drivers.
Okay. Why specifically medical colleges?
See, only around medical college, medical infrastructure is there, medical community is there, development is there. So I think some patches of Rajasthan, UP, Bihar and Orissa, you don't still have market. Whereas South India is well packed. West is well packed, and for me the biggest market is Delhi. So if you look at it, except a few patches, the rest is well covered.
I mean, no, the only reason I asked medical colleges, I mean, big hospitals are also drivers, right?
Hospitals also will be around medical colleges only.
Yeah.
I don't think there are medical colleges and there are no hospitals.
No hospitals. Okay, fair enough. So why are you raising money, sir?
We had an investor come in 2010. He needs to be given an exit.
Okay.
So the full issue is offer for sale only.
Okay.
And 20% of the stock is on sale. And then all the money goes to the investor. And the company is not raising funds because company has been cash rich for 10 long years. Company had zero debt ever since it has been in inception. So funds have not been the limitation or the demand. It's only to give an exit to the existing investors.
Could you have done it privately in the private market?
You do today private. There are some more private equity partners. So all of them every day keep looking at where is the exit board. So keep an exit board so that everyone has a comfort of taking a decision.
So which are the major shareholders in the company?
Agalia, which is CX Partners, who had 22% and they are putting 19% on the table. NVP. Norwest Partners, they are having a 10% and they remain invested. Samara Capital has got 2.5%. Emerging India Fund has 3%. And I think Times of India too has 0.5%.
So about what? Under 30% is with institutions?
Totally 65% I hold today. Post issue I will be having 64%.
So, I mean, roughly the rest is with institutions, and now some of it will come to the public.
Absolutely.
Retail shareholders, etc. Fair enough. So, I mean, left to you, you would not have liked to go public?
I think 20 years marriage is due. I must not today tell that, investors are forcing me to go to public. I think it was planned that I would go 5 years in advance to a private equity, make the board creditable, make the investors, marquee investors on the board, and then go to the market. Otherwise, they will think what this family-run business has of fundamentals.
Just a bit. So you mostly cater to retail, or your business comes from hospitals?
I think you make a pyramid of laboratories. Top 1/3 considers me as competition. Bottom 2/3 consider me as a partner.
Okay.
Make a hospital pyramid. Top 1/3 considers me as a competitor. Bottom 2/3 is a partnership. So if you look at it, I am more of supporting B2B. And only when it comes to a preventive care, I'm a B2C player. Otherwise, I help around 36,000 laboratories in the country to get their investigations done where they don't have a volume. See, laboratory tests, all of them don't have a volume. If you don't have 20 tests on the table, it is not worthwhile doing them. So you need to get it outsourced. I think I started this 20 years back as an outsourcing as an industry. Today, in fact, all my competitors also do B2B 60 to 75%. That has become a necessity because without that, you don't have a volume. Without a volume, you don't have a value. And without a value, you don't have a future. I think that has been a compulsion and everyone is consolidating.
One would imagine that B2C, though, is more profitable, right?
B2C is more profit. B2B is more value. So I think whoever wanted a profit went to a B2C route.
But you're saying without B2B, reliance on B2B, there is no, in a way, business case in the market.
See,
right?
B2B gets you volume. When you get a volume, you have an ability to negotiate with the vendor. In any business, you have option either to make a profit from the consumer or from the vendor. You can't do it from both. All others prefer to take it from the consumer. I prefer to take it from the vendor. Today, I get 70% discount in my reagent. Without my volume, I would have not had it.
Sorry, what is that? 70%?
70% discount on the reagent because
what is that? Reagent?
Reagent are the consumables used in the testing.
Okay.
And in the MRP, I get a huge discount because I buy for 5 million tests each month. That means it's a huge volume. So I could generate a volume and my business is volume driven. And today we do have a profit. If you look at it, EBITDA percentage wise, probably in the industry I have the best. And it has its own merits and demerits, and this is my language, this is my model, and I have been convinced about it.
Fair enough. So these are mostly the institutional, which is, you said 70% is institutional, right?
There are 100,000 unorganized laboratories in the country, in which 90% of them do not have a facility to do a thyroid testing or a higher end testing.
Okay.
So they have to pass it on to someone above. It could be me, it could be any of my competitor. But this is a very powerful volume business, which was not sensed till I came into picture.
Right.
I felt this is best business, and then everybody today understands if you don't chase volume, you truly have no presence in the market. The size matters. For the size, volume matters.
Sure. No, I'm just trying to understand. That's fine. I understand the point. But because institutional customers, I mean, hospitals or vendors, as you call them,
Customers are institutional. Vendors are organizations of multinational companies.
Right. No, I'm talking about people who give you tests, right?
Yes.
Institutions which give you tests.
Yes.
They are mostly hospitals or they are small centers?
As I said,
they're both.
Both laboratory and hospital.
Right.
In the pyramid, they are in the bottom portion. Big hospital have got ability.
They have the ability to do it. So, the future looks bright, you'd say?
Oh,
you started with some big numbers in terms of
I think
growth
future looks very bright. The competition, today the competition is not between me and my 4 or 5 peers. It is we versus unorganized. So this is a wonderful space to be there. And 10 such companies, 20 such companies for this billion population can do a great job. And I believe the profits also are very high when you have volumes and you have built up the scale. So consolidation is going to be next 10 years of journey for the players who want to be serious. And those who play it well would be very tall and strong in this space.
Sure. I know it's slightly futuristic, but there were some reports. I'm sure you would have read, because since it's in your field, there was some company in the US, for example, which was talking about devices which will allow you to do some of these complicated tests right at home. I think there is some money as well. There was a lot of hullabaloo around it, a lot of media coverage in the US. This is, of course, futuristic, but I'm just thinking about what can disrupt this. The market is huge.
I think,
but what could be challenges going forward?
I think disruption is not seen on the table as of today. So if at all there is a truly disruptive forces around, that should take 10 years. The said company in the said geography did not have fundamentals strong in place. So probably they hyped and got some investors and the promoters together hyped, which could not do, and probably today they are facing some kind of a distress. So if you look at it, the disruptions right now not seen in the horizon. The technologies are not anything new. For the last 20 years, in fact, there has not been any disruption in this space.
Yeah. Disruption is a hot word nowadays.
That's absolutely.
Most industries facing some kind of disruption. But I guess the argument which is made is that almost in everything, the market here in India is so under-penetrated that even if something revolutionary, not evolutionary, revolutionary in terms of technology comes, it'll take time.
It will take time.
You'll have time here.
Yeah, absolutely. And by any chance, if any technology comes totally disrupting, I will be the distributor for that. Because I as such have a huge network around. Okay. So I think don't sleep and get disrupted. Be prepared and be a part of disruption.
How many employees do you have, sir?
We have 750 employees. Right. And I would like to tell here that for all the employees, I am the first employer.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. Thank you very much for joining us.